Health IQ Podcast. Raising a child just got easier. Discover the free home visiting program.
Do you know someone in Quay County or our surrounding area that has a child 5 or younger? Today we will be talking about a home visiting program for everyone, all families with children under 5. Our special guest is Kim Pavlik, a home educator, or a home visitor, I guess it's a visitor, with eMERSH. Our crew today is Joyce Runyon and Bobby Hockaday, and I am Brenda Bishop. So Kim, thank you for coming today.
Yes.
We're excited to have you and to learn more about the home visiting program.
Well, everyone is eligible up to age 5 of home visitors. The best part is that it's free services. We start even with expecting families, and then we move on and continue to follow that child until 5th birthday or they start kindergarten. We go in and we help parents problem solve any issues they may be having, strengthening their current skills, and helping with the new resources that are available.
So resources like just things that they might need, or do you bring in resources?
We bring in resources, we provide assessments, we do research to help connect them with those resources, which may be a PCP, a mental health professional, someone with physical therapy can refer to the School of the Blind if we think there may be a vision problem, and they'll come and do an assessment.
Wow. And those assessments, they'll come to the parents' home.
Yes.
And your home visiting program is actually in their home. So
yes.
You go to
yes, we go to their home, or we'll meet at a park, or we can go to the library. We're very flexible on where we meet. We like to meet for a minimum of 90 minutes a month. Sometimes that's a lot more based on the needs, sometimes not that much.
Okay. 90 minutes. So do you do that in one session or two sessions?
We try to do it in 2 sessions. We can go up to 2 sessions a month, or we may also do 4 weekly sessions, depending on where the family is and what their need is.
Okay.
Sometimes in the beginning, we'll start with the 4 times a month just to get to know each other and feel comfortable.
So I was thinking, if we had a mom who might be working, do you work around those kinds of schedules, or can you only see them between 8 and 5?
Oh, no. The beauty of it is I live here in Quay County, and I am available to go at different hours, and I have been known to occasionally go out on a weekend if necessary. Not the preference, but if that's what we need to do.
So can you tell us a little bit about the curriculum you use?
Yes, we use parents as teachers. It's an evidence-based model that is accepted by the state and Medicaid for Medicaid building. We also use mothers and babies, which helps us with expecting families, what to expect in their body and in their feelings, and how we can address those, and what would be a positive way to help the mother if she's stressing or depressed or just needing some reassurance, and provide guidance.
Well, as a new mom, when I was a new mom, I can remember, even though I was educated and had done child development, there was still so much you really don't know.
Right.
And just having some support from someone who's been there, or just to tell you you're doing a good job, is a big help.
And I see that a lot as my role. We have mothers that parents are either deceased or live in another county or another state, and they're not able to get that hands-on support from them and to ask questions. So a lot of times the mothers will just talk to me.
Yes. And if in today's world, we don't have those friends that we text or we email, but it's still not the same. So you said it's open to everyone, and but people do need to sign up somehow.
Right.
So what is that process?
To go to the eMERSH, ENMRSH Inc. website, and there's an application there to fill in. They will also, you can call the office in Clovis. Like I said, the beauty is I live in Quay County, and we also serve Guadalupe County, where I have a coworker that's there, and Debaca, Curry, and Roosevelt counties.
So the 5 counties that EMER serves.
Yes.
And you mentioned that about Medicaid billing, but you don't have to qualify for Medicaid to be in this program.
Right, that's correct. You do not.
So do you have to have insurance that will pay for it?
No. This service is completely free,
Okay.
even if there's no Medicaid.
So you mentioned screenings. And so if a child has something that is maybe flags on that, I guess you would call it, how do you get them help?
I will make a referral. First, I will staff with my supervisor, and we'll talk about how to get a referral for that child, the direction we need to go, which is why it's important to me to be on the council to help with the resources here. So our families are not always rich and not able to drive to Albuquerque or Amarillo to get the services they need.
Right. And we are learning more and more about services that are available. But you all have another program
Yes.
that you can also refer them to for if they have disability.
Right, or for an assessment. Family, Infant, and Toddler, we call it FIT program, provides an assessment in various skills. And if they see a deficit, they also have other therapists that are on the phone or present with them when they do the assessments, and they discuss that and develop a program plan.
Okay.
We also have a respite program. If the child has an IEP or has had an IFSP through FIT, they're eligible for some respite hours. And the great news is Quay County has a respite provider here.
Oh, and I guess for those who don't know what respite is, maybe you should mention what that is.
It's a relief if the parent has to go to, or the caregiver has to go to a doctor's appointment, do grocery shopping, just needs a break to re-energize. They can contact the respite provider.
Oh, would be great, not to have to take your child with you to the doctor and keep up with them.
Excuse me, it's 16 hours a month, and that does give people a time to re-energize.
Yes. So maybe we could talk a little bit about what a standard visit is like. What
Okay.
kinds of things do you do in your visit?
In the initial visit, it takes me 90 minutes to 2 hours to complete all the paperwork because I want to be very thorough with the parents on what they're signing, or the caregiver. I have quite a few grandparents providing services. And at that point, we'll talk about the goals we want to achieve in the next 3 years, 1 year. It varies depending on the age of the child. The preference, of course, is to start early. And then we will sit down. So I will do a plan prior to the visit and go in and discuss different methods that the parents can use, what's important. One thing I believe is hitting home a lot right now is screen time and how you schedule screen time and still manage to have outside time and other sources. We will do a structured activity that the parent caregiver will do with the child and leave them some guidance and tools for them to do that outside of the visit.
Okay. So the structured activity would be like a worksheet, or is it more of a building type thing? Or?
It could be blocks, stacking. I've used paper cups for them to stack and build.
So motor skill type things.
Yes.
For the youngest ones.
Right. And then we'll also color. We can do bubbles. We can try to improve the skills, see where we're lacking, how to hold a pencil, and also the basics, alphabet, colors.
So depending on the age of the child.
Right.
And you've mentioned that you're able to take items to leave with the parent. So what kinds of things are you able to take with you?
It varies. Emmerich provided child safety gate to one of my families. We have taken activities, puzzles to leave with the family to provide. We've also have a new baby kit.
The safe sleep thing and
Safe sleep and the childproofing, the house, covering plugs. The older they get, we focus more on things for the child to learn.
But that childproofing is so important.
I'll see them go up to a plug, and it makes me a little nervous.
I can see that. And so you probably talk a lot about safety things and,
Right.
and that kind of stuff in
And
your curriculum.
relationship things. We can create a safety plan if it's possible. They could end up homeless or they're in an abusive relationship. What is your plan? We try to work with that with the family so that they're ready if they need to have a safety plan.
Okay. So you want to tell us a little bit about why you love your job? And
Oh, this is amazing to go in and work with children and work with parents that want to improve. Their focus is improving their child's life, what they would like to change from being raised, what they want to carry forward. And so we work on those items. And there's new forms of discipline, there's new strategies for learning, and I'm able to share that.
well, and discipline and learning to set those boundaries for your
Right.
child really actually helps you stay sane.
Right.
But it helps the child develop their own
Right?
boundaries and skills to be able to work within whatever they go to school or,
Yes. And consistency.
and control themselves.
Consistency is the key. Following through.
Right. We worked really hard with those kinds of things when my children were little.
That way they were set up to succeed in the future. Exactly.
Right. And
Exactly.
you got to start when they're babies, when they're
Yes.
cute and everybody wants to giggle and laugh at their bad behavior. You have to say, no, that's not appropriate.
Right. And yes, I have to sometimes turn my head.
But-
Yes.
So I guess let's give the contact information again. And is there anything else you want to make sure we talk about for home visiting?
Yes, I like to pride myself that I am in Quay County. I tell everybody that because that hasn't been available in recent years. And the contact is, you can email early childhood, ecs.referrals@emerish.org, or you may call them at 575-742-9032, and that will be the office in Clovis, but they will send a referral or questions to me so I can address them.
And open to anyone. So a foster parent, a grandparent who's taking care of a child under 5 who isn't in kindergarten.
Yes,
And it doesn't matter what your eligibility is.
they just have to be under 5.
So you might think, well, I don't qualify. There aren't any qualifications other
Right.
than that.
Not for the home visiting program.
Right.
There are for the FIT program.
Right. And some disability type things.
Right, right.
So we want to thank you for coming today and present you with your very own Health IQ mug, or
How wonderful.
actually tumbler. I
Thank
call it
you.
a mug, but it's a tumbler. And hope you enjoy that. I know that you do take your drink with you often.
Yes,
So
I
another
always have it.
Yes, another tumbler will be good.
Yes.
And we'd like to invite you to come back next time as we have another health resource to share with you.
Special thanks to our guest this episode, Kim Pavlik, home visitor of ENMRSH Inc. Our host was Brenda Bishop.
And that brings us to the end of another episode of Health IQ. We had a great time putting this together for you.
Absolutely. We couldn't do it without the whole team. A big thank you to our director, Robert F. Hockaday.
And to our producers, the team behind the curtain. That would be Robert F. Hockaday and Joyce Runyon.
They're also the ones who handle all the technical stuff, like the video and audio. Again, that's Robert F. Hockaday and Joyce Runyon.
And for all you camera enthusiasts out there, the camera operator for this episode was Robert F. Hockaday, with Joyce Runyon as our second assistant camera.
And finally, a huge shout out to our amazing editors, Robert F. Hockaday and Joyce Runyon. They're the ones who make us sound good.
And of course, we can't forget the music. Special thanks to David Morris for providing the credit music.
That's it for this week. Thanks for tuning in to Health IQ.
We'll see you on the next episode. Funding for this podcast is provided by New Mexico Legislative Appropriation from Representative Jack Chatfield. Brought to you by Quay County Health Council. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Quay County Health. If you have content ideas, reach out to us at healthiqpodcast@gmail.com.
This podcast was created solely for educational and entertainment purposes. It is not intended as a substitute for advice from a healthcare or mental health professional.